My name's Andrew Henderson. I'm here talking today with Tony Boral, who's the CEO of DHL Global Forwarding South Pacific. Tony, thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity.
No, very much. Well, I suppose we're here today to learn a bit about DHL, maybe talk about its view on people and the development of its people within the organisation, and talk a little bit about the relationship that DHL's had with LMA over the last few years. Well, I know now that LMA has been working with DHL for some 5 years. Tell me, when DHL engaged LMA, what were some of the key areas that you wanted to see your people developed in?
Well, it's if I go back again to the sort of the recent history with integrations, we had good people on both sides of the organisations. Mm-hmm. Good people that all of a sudden had responsibilities that were far bigger than what they had before. So, and not everybody had the same amount of training. So we needed to upskill people to cope on one hand with the pressures of the job, okay, but also to make them ready for a longer term future with the organisation.
Over the time, how many people have been through the LMA programs?
Good question, Andrew. I don't know the exact number over the whole period, but I think in 2008 over 50 people actually did the program.
And do you see the relationship continuing as we go forward?
Oh, for sure. Look, the LMA program or the LMA concept in this is very relevant to our business because it is not a classroom academic write-down approach as you would get, I guess, going to school or something like this, okay? Yes. Because the courses or the program takes place at the workplace, it is always relevant to the company's business. People take time out from their working time rather than having to go to uni, 3 or 4 hours after work.
Yeah.
And because there's other people in the organisation involved, there's a mentor involved, the managers involved. They work on specific improvements, either efficiency or cost improvement programs as part of their training. So the training is very relevant, and it is not academic, and therefore people actually enjoy it, and people actually contribute to it, and they know they're actually doing they're achieving a lasting benefit. So that's why I think it is very relevant in that case. I think in the personal development of people, we like very much the LMA approach.
You mentioned that the training or the development courses are held during work hours. Do you find that a disruption to the day?
If it's properly planned, no.
If you had to, and I want to ask you obviously for specific figures, but if you had to quantify a return on investment from the LMA programs, does the process allow you to do it, and could you say that return has been in excess of what the investment has been, or?
My view on that is that or one way of judging a return on investment, if that person's still with us 1 year or 6 months after the training, and preferably in a different role, perhaps even in a more senior role, because then that person has obviously taken a progression and has utilized and has used what he or she was was exposed to in that training.
Yeah, yeah. So it sounds like you've had a lot of positive experience with, I suppose, with the relationship between our two organisations. There's most certainly business leaders listening to this interview. Would you recommend the services of LMA to other organisations?
Look, 100%. I mean, we started off using the LMA training in Sydney. Now we have extended it to Melbourne. We'll also be using it in Brisbane, and as I indicated before, we now actually have people asking if they could attend one of the LMA courses because they have seen what it does to their colleagues or to their supervisors.
That's terrific.